Hello, my name's Matt and welcome to Vectra News, your fill of gaming news for the week of the 31st of May 2014. Coming up in this week's episode, EA and Visceral Games confer their plans to release a cops and robbers game known as Battlefield Hardline. Call of Duty Ghosts has announced an Invasion DLC pack for June the 3rd. Sega reveals a new Sonic Boom character known as Styx, and owners of Ubisoft's Watch Dogs game have been experiencing problems with Uplay. With EA's E3 press conference taking place on the 9th of June, plans were revealed of a new Battlefield game titled Battlefield Hardline. Earlier on in the week, there had been plenty of talk about rumours and leaks that pointed towards the game's existence. However, since then, EA has officially confirmed that this game is not only being developed, but is being shown at E3 on the 9th of June at 12 PM Pacific Daylight Time. Now, although the website has very limited information, there is fortunately a little place called Twitter, where an account known as Battlefield Daily, which is based around covering the latest Battlefield news, rumours and patches, has been posting screenshots of weapons, character models, vehicles, equipment and a whole lot more. There's also a confidential trailer of the game that's also been leaked which features heists, rescue, blood money and hotwire multiplayer modes, as well as a full-fledged single-player story. In a recent news post on EA's site made by Steve Papoutis, who is the vice president of Visceral Games, he confirmed that their studio is working on the game and will focus on the war on crime between cops and criminals. But if you plan on going to try and find that particular post, I wish you the very best of luck, as it has since been removed from the site. However, credit goes to IGN, who managed to discover a cached copy. In this post, Papoutis goes on to say, "On behalf of everyone at EA and Visceral Games, I'm fired up to confirm our next project, Battlefield Hardline. The game launches this fall and is a brand new series in the Battlefield franchise, set against the backdrop of a genre we all love, the war on crime and battle between cops and criminals." If you'd like to check out this cached copy of the news post or even the leaked gameplay trailer, we'll be sure to drop you a link in the description of this video. In other FPS related news, the next DLC map pack for Call of Duty Ghosts, labelled Invasion, has been announced and has a release date of the 3rd of June for Xbox Live users. This piece of downloadable content follows the usual formula of 4 multiplayer maps and 1 new Extinction episode. The first map in this pack is called Pharaoh and is based around ancient Egyptian ruins and temples and includes falling structures and booby traps. Departed is the second map and is set within what seems to be a celebration of the Day of the Dead Mexican holiday. You're wondering what the third map is? Well, the third map is called Mutiny, and as my terrible pun would suggest, yes, this map features pirate ships, taverns and ghosts of dead pirates. Now, the final map in this DLC is a remake of the Modern Warfare 2 map Favela, so it doesn't really need any further explanation. It's a remake. But overall, it appears to be what is one of the most random assortments of map packs I've ever seen, and that can be either perceived as a good thing or a bad thing, but I'll leave that up to you to decide. The Invasion DLC map pack will be available for Xbox 360 and Xbox One users on June the 3rd, which means that for all the other platforms, that being the PS3, the PS4 and the PC, a release date of July the 3rd can most likely be expected. Now, for those of you who either own a Wii or 3DS and are a fan of anything to do with Sonic, this information will be a lot more relevant to you than the previous headlines, as it seems as though Sega have added a new character to the Sonic Boom roster, with the introduction of Styx, who is said to be a jungle badger who has spent most of her life living alone in the wilderness. According to Nick Futterman, who is the voice actor for the character, Styx is really intelligent, but the things that she says come across as rather strange to other people. Overall, her personality is going to come across as somewhat antisocial, which is due to her living in the wilderness and has resulted in her having to rely on herself for company. She's also described as being quirky, a little bit crazy, and is armed with a handmade boomerang that she keeps with her at all times. If you'd like to check out the official announcement trailer, or you're just looking for regular Sonic Boom news and updates, it's worth checking out youtube.com/Tales channel, where there's plenty of information about the game. This week's final piece of news unfortunately ends on a bad note. That note is that since the launch of Watch Dogs earlier this week, some owners of the game have been experiencing problems with its Uplay functionality and have been unable to log in, which means that they can't access multiplayer features and they're forced to play offline. On Thursday, Microsoft provided an Xbox Live status update on the support section of their website. In this status update, Microsoft stated that they are working with their partner to get the issue resolved as quickly as possible. The issue is expected to have been stemmed from the sudden stress put on Ubisoft servers, which is most likely due to the amount of sales it made within the first 24 hours. It's also worth noting this has been affecting other platforms that the game is playable on. If you happen to be an owner of a copy of Watch Dogs and are currently experiencing similar problems, it's worth keeping an eye on Ubisoft's official support account on Twitter. According to this Twitter account, there have been an improvement in online services since the launch. However, there still are intermittent issues. But that's all for Vectra News this week. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and follow us on Twitter to keep up to date with everything in the network. And for even more video game news and reviews, be sure to head on over to www.vectranews.com, where you can find daily articles, in-depth reviews, community giveaways, and all episodes of the Spawn Point podcast. But until next time, I've been Matt, and I'll see you later.